Okay guys, I want to give a review on the Mahindra eMax 20S hydrostat version. This particular model came factory with a loader. It says its capabilities are 600 pounds. My thoughts on this are that it actually doesn't calculate the bucket and maybe even the loader, because like I said, I haven't actually tested it on a 600 pound exact item. But it really struggles with anything over probably 400 pounds. That's probably really the max of it. The main problem I find is the back end weight. Now, that being said, this is just a small class tractor. Out of all the small class tractors, this one is the heaviest that I found. So I can't really blame the tractor itself. I don't have an implement on the back, and I haven't put water in these tires or anything like that. So overall, as far as the bucket goes, it does pretty much everything you need it to, or should expect it to, with a tractor of this size. This one came with these turf type tires, and actually I think I like them better than the ag tires. They are probably not quite as grippy, but then again, I don't really have a farm, so this one also came with this nice Mahindra seat. It's one of those fancy ones that they put on their good tractors, which this is kind of one of their, higher end tractors in the small class. Let's see. It does have rear differential. I didn't notice that until later on. Basically, all you do is press that down while you're hitting the gas. The only problem is, on this particular model, I don't think it locks. It has the slot, but it doesn't actually lock into rear differential, and that is kind of a, I don't know if it's a design flaw or maybe just this particular tractor has that issue. It's probably just a safety reason. Gas efficiency, I know nobody really looks at that on these, but I would say it burns through gas pretty easy, in my opinion. Like I said, I haven't had one of every brand, so I don't know if it's better or worse than others. It's a 3-liter diesel. I mean, I don't expect a tractor to be getting 50 miles a gallon or anything like that. But I was just working around the house the other day and burned through about half a tank with just a few hours of work. And, I thought that was a little unusual, but anyways, that's not that big of a deal. This particular one, I've already ran into something, a limb slung back and hit it and scraped it all up. So yeah, well, but I got it to work, so that's what it's doing. Great thing about this hydrostat transmission is all you do is literally put it in low or high. I recommend high when you're just riding around from place to place with a small load. Low, if you're going to actually be using that bucket, use the bucket, get your RPMs up a good bit. That's another thing I noticed about this one. The bucket moves so slow unless you pretty much maxing out the RPMs. I don't think that's a big deal, but I was a little surprised about that. Anyway, back to this transmission. Basically, you just put it in low or high. There's your reverse pedal. There's your forward pedal. Simple as that. Can't get any more simpler. It is 4-wheel drive. I think pretty much all of them are. I didn't see one of those 2-wheel drive in this class. You do notice the difference too. I mean, it pretty much needs it. If you're going to be doing any bucket work, I mean, you really need the 4-wheel drive. Here's your deck adjustment, your PTO adjustment, stuff like that. I haven't actually used this yet. Like I said, I haven't even bought an attachment for the back. I'm kind of tossing between a box blade, a tiller, or a rotary cutter. I don't know which one I actually need or want the most. One good thing about it is this push button PTO. You literally just push it and twist, and there you go. Let's see. I'm trying to find anything else. I like this. This thing's really easy to detach. These little quick couplers. Real simple. And it's got these little pins you pull, you just set your bucket down. I'm probably never going to take mine off. I mean, the only time I'd ever take it off is maybe if I had to work on something. But like I said, this thing, one great thing about a Mahindra is they have a 7-year powertrain warranty. And, you know, 7 years is a long time. So this tractor's only like, probably not even quite a year old since purchase date. I think it goes from the purchase date. I love this high bar, and it's curved, so it catches limbs forwards and backwards, keeps them off of you both ways. The straight ones, they don't do as well, so that was a good design by Mahindra right there. Back here, just standard 3-point hitch type stuff. Like I said, I haven't actually used it, but it looks really heavy duty. It's got pretty thick steel back here. I mean, it really does have some thick steel. That's another big thing with Mahindra, is I think they're one of the only companies that use cast steel anymore, not cast aluminum. It does have the skid steer quick connect, so one man can do it. It's not ideal. It really helps to have another person kind of guiding the bucket on and the pallet forks, which is what I got in my secondary attachment. I mean, it definitely helps to have a second person, but you don't have to have them. You don't have to have this second person. You just have to get on and off the tractor a couple times. But you know, not everybody's gonna have somebody. This is for the cutting height of the deck. And like I said, this one has a belly mower attachment that you can get. I didn't get it. They're pretty expensive, but you know, who knows? It's there. I may get it one day. Right now I don't really have that much grass to cut, so it's not really a need. It does come factory with turn signals, headlights. The one thing I noticed about the headlights, when you have this front end loader, you about have to have it all the way to the ground for the lights to really do anything, or have it all the way up, which that's probably with any of them. But I'm gonna try to find like an aftermarket light kit to go somewhere in here on these hinges right here. That way I have better light at night, because sometimes that's the only time I have time to really do anything. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's basically just cut and dry. Real good machine. Overall, I give it probably a 7 out of 10, as far as just my liking. I've had other tractors, I've drove other tractors and stuff like that, but never any of the new ones, so I can't really, you know, compare apples to apples necessarily, but just my overall opinion is a 7 out of 10. The ones I've looked at, I looked at a lot of them before I got this one. I considered LS. They seem to be well built and priced reasonably. I looked at John Deere. You know, they're going to be a little bit more expensive, and just to be honest, I mean, they just weren't built quite as heavy duty as these. Same with Kubota. Kubota was probably really and truly the most expensive that I ran across, and they're really light. I mean, they're probably the lightest tractor in the class. And then of course I looked at some of the others like the Coyotes, and them really just didn't really stick out to me. And I don't really have a Massey Ferguson dealer anywhere around, but that'd probably have been the only other one that I would have considered, because they're very similar to the Mahindra. I don't know if they're made by the same company or not, but they're very, very similar. But anyway, that's my review on it, and I would say if you're looking for one, you really can't go wrong with this one, especially at the price point and what you get for your money.